to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All 5 board members are present. Do we have any agenda items to table or remove?
Yes, K3C, which is a personnel item.
Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as noted? Mr. Reed makes the motion. Mrs. Keene will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. The minutes from July 28th, do we have a motion for approval? Mr. Nelson will make your motion. Mrs. Keene will second. Good job. Is there any discussion? Not all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, delegations. These are not people here for delegation. These are people here for recognition, correct? Correct. All right, well, we will start with recognitions.
The first recognition we have tonight is our retirees from this year. And as I explained at this morning's session, we did it a little bit different this year. We invited our retirees here in the spring, as well as some that didn't want their friends all to say goodbye to them, and they waited till the last minute to retire, both years. And so we want to take some time tonight to honor our retirees. First, we have Susan Kirk. She apologizes for not being here this evening. She did drop by and meet with us and get her plaque. She had something out of town. So she has 10 years of service with Ritchie County Schools, all spent at Ritchie County High School. Next, we have Debbie Beaver. Debbie Beaver has been with Ritchie County Schools for 34 years, but has 37 years, I think, in education. And Debbie finished her career as the Director of Student Support Services. And so I would like to honor Debbie Beaver.
Teresa's on photo duty.
Judy. Congratulations.
You gotta take these pictures of the newspaper. They're late. I know.
Oh my gosh,
I was
she said
telling her
I
she
was
has to take a
almost.
picture of that.
Got it?
One will be the yeah. Make sure.
Next on our list, we have another retiree, and that is Marcia Knight. Marcia retired from Ritchie County Schools in the fall of last year with 35 years of service.
You guys do match. This is great for the
I
photos.
said, look, we have the same shirt on,
I
different
know.
colors. I look like twins.
Our
don't we?
family shop together.
Marcia,
Thank you.
Did you end up getting a video this summer of the
Yeah,
ocean?
Ruger. Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you for making sure he could swim.
I'm proud of him. I told him.
Marcia finished her career at Ritchie County Middle School, High School in PE. She spent her career in multiple schools, elementary, middle school, high school, all in physical education. Our final retirees tonight is Rick Hott. He has taught, I had to say this about him today, at Ritchie County High School. When we started our career, we would say things like, we came with the building. And so when the building opened, we were the teachers that were there. And Rick was the last one that started with the building that hadn't left and come back. He's the last one that started when that school opened. So now he's not the oldest, they're babies. Rick is retired with 37 years of service. Of all my friends.
You're one of me.
Hey, Denny, he had me in class. You're one of his.
He's one of them. Brian likes to tell people he's one of his.
He never would give me an A.
Congratulations.
Please can we get one
Wait, if
picture
you
with
get
you?
bored, you can always come back.
You want to?
Oh, yes, I did hold that today.
Yeah, a group photo?
Yes, group photo. Would you, the retirees join Teresa and we'll get a group photo of you?
You'll have to have April show you a picture of our son.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
You gonna wear out that tractor you bought a couple of years ago now that you have time?
You guys wanted yesterday.
I knew, yeah, that's what I figured.
All this time on these tractors. Tractor
Toys.
demo.
Yeah.
You guys just gotta and scoot over so that Blue's behind you.
Well, I didn't know, this is just like taking pictures of all.
And while they're finishing up their photo, I shared this today with, these three and our retirees from the fall. They had 290 years of service combined to Ritchie County Schools. So that's a lot of history, a lot of service to our students, and we so appreciate it. So that was one of my things I wanted to review today. And then my second one is I want to celebrate. We had some coaches and athletes recognized as inductees to the Mid-Ohio Valley Sports Hall of Fame. And I was honored, I was glad I got to attend. And one of the first things they started out with was, and this is a Ritchie County year, because of the 11 inductees, 3 of them was from Ritchie County. And I thought that alone was what started the evening, and it made you feel proud to be a part of that, and very glad to honor those that were recognized there. I would like to share with you this evening a few things about our honorees. If you'll give me just a second. Let's start with give me just a second. I will start with our first honoree in alphabetical order, so you won't think I picked him first. Our first honoree that we are going to talk about this evening is Rick Hott. I will show a quick video clip of his career and then give you some information that they shared at the
There's a
program.
story behind, I think, why you're showing this.
Oh, yes, and at the Mid-Ohio Valley Hall of Fame, they had a glitch, and no one got to see these videos, and these guys worked really hard to get them, so I'm going to share the videos tonight.
He says he still hasn't seen this.
So Terry will watch this tonight for the first time. So that was Mr. Hott's video that we shared then. A couple of things that I will share with you about that as well about the program. One is Rick calculated the number of seasons that he has coached athletes in Ritchie County school system. And he has coached athletes for 72 sports seasons, because oftentimes he had multiple seasons. And he was blessed in those 72 seasons to have coached our children 26 of those seasons. So he got to enjoy watching our kids grow up as well, and I think that's, and watch all of them become state champions in something. So I think that's great. In his write-up, quite simply, Rick Hott has been a man for all seasons when it comes to coaching, the coaching profession. He excelled as a leader in football, basketball, and track and field. Hott is an 81 graduate of Williamstown High School, where his love for sports grew to another level. A graduate of Glenville State College, he would ultimately make his way to Ritchie County, where he evolved into a championship coach. In track and field, he guided the 2003 Rebels to their first state title for any sport in school history. In his 2010, 11, 12, 13, and 15 Rebel team also brought home state championship trophies. In addition, 5 other teams finished as runners-up. In 2015, he was named the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coach Association Boys Coach of the Year. He also won several other Coach of the Year honors for track and field. As head football coach, he led the Rebels to the 22 Class Single A State Championship. He compiled a record of 45-15, overall record as the Ritchie County head coach, and had 3 other playoff teams. In 2022, he was named the Little Kanawha Conference Wayne Underwood Coach of the Year for all sports. In basketball, Hawk guided the Rebels in the seasons of 2008 to 14, and again in 2018 to 23. In 2021, his squad became the first in school history to reach the state tournament. So that is his high school coaching season, and one of the things that he enjoyed a lot throughout his career was his 19 years as a middle school trailblazer and Caro middle school football coach. So we added that as well. So
We've never held Williamstown against them.
that's right. And so now that he beat them at the state football.
That's right, yeah,
championship. So I would like to honor Rick for his induction into the Sports Hall of Fame. I figured if I did this all in one night, I could
Yeah.
get it.
You might just wanna start attending.
I've told April that football game was the best sporting event I've ever been to in my life. I've been to a bunch. It was great. It was.
So next, we would like to recognize Sydney Snodgrass, and we will share her day. For those of you that didn't have the opportunity to be around Sydney, she played golf and was an excellent golfer for Ritchie County Schools. I was blessed to be around her, watch her golf for many years, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first girl golfers that we had back in the day. So, that's right. Not the first, one of the best. So we will first start by showing Sydney's video as well. Graduate of Ritchie County High School, Sydney Snodgrass made a name for herself on the golf course. She was a member of 3 straight all-state, all-tournament teams during the state golf championship put on by the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission, making her the first female in state history to accomplish that feat. This came at a time when there weren't a lot of girls-only state championship or state tournaments. She scored the lowest 9 holes scored in state history with a 28. Following high school, Snodgrass headed to the University of Alabama, Birmingham on a golf scholarship, where with the Blazers, Snodgrass earned the Conference USA Women's Golfer of the Week twice. She recorded her first collegiate title at the USA Spring Invitational. She was named to the Conference USA All-American team both as juniors and seniors, becoming the first 2-time member in program history. She also earned the CUSA Academic Medal. As a junior, she was a third-team All-Conference pick and earned All-Tournament at the CUSA Tournament Championship event. Her accomplishments have proven to be an inspiration for many young female golfers over the past several years. So again, we would like, Sydney was unable to be here, although I got to see her the other
Very fun day. Thank you very much.
I get a picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have one more inductee and an honoree, and that is Mr. Ted Mansfield, who will be glad to see his own video.
It's just suspense. We are leaving you in suspense.
Well, his is not working correctly. Let me start it again. I've watched yours, Ted, it does work. Oh. Give me just a minute. Technical difficulties.
We're gonna wait
I'll
for
fix
this.
it. We're gonna watch this one.
It's working on our laptop.
It was, I didn't see it was not working. We'll reconnect. Now we'll look here.
It's nice when your superintendent has had every job that you have at the board office, including the technical director, so we're
We're gonna
good.
fix, they're not worried about it. And for Mr. Vanscoy, Ted Vanscoy's life in athletics included both coaching and officiating. A 1970 graduate of Doddridge High School, Vanscoy has been a part of several successful athletic teams in Ritchie County, including golf. From 2005 to 14, he led the Rebels of Ritchie County High School to 3 state championships and a pair of runner-up finishes. He also had 5 Little Kanawha Conference championships during that span. He was the 2013-14 West Virginia Coach Association Golf Coach of the Year. He had a 78% winning percentage on the links against primarily class AAA schools. He got his start in coaching at the old Pennsboro High School, which combined with Harrisville to form Ritchie County High School under the late Kenny Wright, also a Mid-Ohio Valley Sports Hall of Famer. He would also coach football at Ritchie County High School from '86 to '89, and again the seasons 2018 through 2021. Vanscoy coached track and field at both Pennsboro from '79 to '86 and Ritchie County from 1986 to 1990. His 1988 girls team was 4th in the state. He returned to lead the Lady Rebels again in 2003 to 2014. His team won 3 LKC conference-ship titles and finished as state runners-up on 5 occasions. During the basketball season, Vanscoy was recognized as one of the state's top officials for several years. So we just wanted to take the time, Mr. Vanscoy's plaque.
No, I've held Doddridge County Penn
I left there in 1974, and never went back.
He's been with us since. Congratulations, Deb. So I just felt like we should take the time tonight. These are people that have worked with our students, as you heard in this, for multiple years, and have done great things with our athletes and help them do the things that we hope they continue to do, which is compete, become great young men and women that come back and work with us, and watch them become, like Mr. Hawk right now is coaching with Terry Williams, who ran track for him back in the day. A lot. And what they really found, Rick found last spring is when he called his parent meeting, he had most of those parents in school. Yeah, we can do a group photo and then we appreciate you all coming. Thanks, Teresa.
Thank you all very much. You're welcome to stay with us unless retirement is more fun.
Thank you guys for coming.
So next is the superintendent's report and academic updates.
So today was opening day with teachers. It was a good opening day. We had staff development. We had a nice lunch. We felt like that the kickoff to the year is a very important time. We introduced our new staff. We introduced our retirees as well. And then the one thing that the focus that we had today was to remember that education, when you're in education, it's about people. Whether it's our business and education is people. Every success we have, every milestone, every student achievement starts with the dedication, the skill, and the care of the people that work with our children. So today was a little bit open. The opening was about celebrating our folks, including you all, for the guidance that you give our school system. And then we went into sessions on staff development, managing classrooms, CPR. We had multiple things across the county. Tomorrow again, middle school, high school will be staff development again. The elementaries will do a prep day because they have open house tomorrow night. And then the next day, the middle school, high school will prep, and the elementaries will have their second CD day. So it's been a good start to the year. We were, Teresa and I looked, I think everybody was there, but maybe one person or something. It was a great turnout for the beginning of the year, and we're looking forward to moving forward. And as you all know, it has been a summer of hiring and getting people in place and moving. And so to be where we are able to do that because you allowed us to have those extra meetings in order to get people in place so that we were ready to go. So we felt good about this morning. And one thing that I need to say is I thank all of you for being there. I had a number of people say to me that they were very impressed that you all came to support them. So I thought that was nice as well. So I need to also stress that we do appreciate the fact that you come out and spend time with them when school starts.
It was a very good opening and upbeat and positive, and I think everyone was happy. Yeah.
We're reset and ready to go. How's that?
Yeah.
I have shared with you in front of you that as we move through the year, the West Virginia Department of Education gives us required trainings, whether they're for employees, all employees, specific groups of employees, students, things that we are required to have and make sure that we do throughout the year. You know us, we have a chart, we mark this off, we know that we've covered it. With this, we spent a lot of time this summer. We've done Vector for a number of years. We worked with the company that we work with, and Ms. Wagner, myself, and Mr. Clevenger reviewed a lot of videos, and we were able to give them a new variety of videos. After you watch the same ones for a few years, you need to have it upgraded. So we were able to do that and still meet our code to make sure that we meet those requirements. But I like to share that with you once a year to let you know that we do have specific things that have to be done, and it's based on legislation or code, and we make sure that we follow that.
So if anyone happens to say, why is our training similar every year?
Yes.
My response has been, I believe the legislature determines what training we are required to do.
That is true.
And they keep requiring more, but time-wise, it's not there. I mean, when's the limit gonna be that you can't get it all in?
We're almost there.
Almost there.
Yeah.
Do they know that?
Yes, and I think that some of the things, last year they came out with this chart, and they started saying, this one's due every 3 years, this one's up on employment, which is good in theory, but it's hard to keep track of what 3 years is, so sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
When
Like,
you're hired, Lynn,
Yes.
you've got different amounts of
different
time
times
in
are
3
different,
years,
yes.
yeah.
So that creates some
Logistics.
challenges.
Logistic opportunities.
The next thing I have on here is the county strategic and school plan and plans. We do have all of those, finished, they were approved this summer. I will bring you copies of all of those next week, as well as the timeline that we have in place. And I've shared this with you before, our county strategic plan is it's a working document. We set our plan, we set our action steps, we evaluate it 4 times a year, we have conversations about it at meetings, and then we begin mid-year looking at the timeline for the next year so that the plan is developed in a very meaningful way. We have all kinds of templates in place to help our principals, so that this isn't an overwhelming experience to try to keep that up and to make sure it's a useful tool. So we will bring some of that again next week for you to share with you. I just wanted to let you know that we also have that done. And that's really all I have.
Okay, thank you. First day of school, it's always an interesting time or first day of everyone being back. School starts Thursday.
Thursday, yes.
Yes. So next we have the consent agenda.
I ask that you approve, a revised job description for athletic trainer. Yes, because it's attached, you can do that. Approved the reason I paused is the title was not quite right there, but what you all got attached says what it is. It's a limited sports something. You have the attached thing, it just has a different title than that. Because once we looked into it, we had the wrong title on it. I did not correct it there. But the one you have attached is the right one. Limited sports trainer, limited sports trainer. That is what that is. Also a non-resident student transfer in county transfers, volunteer drivers. In lieu of transportation, you'll see some of those, for the next few meetings. You have attendance waivers for the high school, work-based experience for the high school. We do have instructional strategies or standards for an elective course. It's a foundation application of algebra for Ritchie County High School. And then there was a mistake in the middle school golf schedule, and you have a revised one as well. I ask that you approve those, with the job description being as what is attached.
All right, do we have a motion to approve with the noted change as stipulated on the record? Mr. Reed makes the motion, Mr. Hall will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have policies. We're gonna start with policy 7160 for approval.
So one of the things that we did receive on 7160 were some clerical guidelines that said there were a couple places that we were actually repeating ourselves. We might say, let's see, prohibited use to do something is redundant in the sentence that we used. So we will go back in and clear up with this, and we appreciate that input. And it basically was just, we had a couple places where we said one thing and then we said it again in the same sentence. And we got advice in cleaning that up. So, we will make those changes if that's okay with you all, and then we will approve that with the corrections from the redundancies taken out. Is that okay?
Yes. Do we have a motion for approval with that correction? Mrs. Keen makes the motion. Do we have a second? Mr. Nelson makes the second. Is there any further discussion? Not all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And again, this is a policy that the legislative guidelines are requiring. Yes. So next we have second reading of new policy 5340 for dock days.
So we did have a comment on this one as well, and it says that their question, which is a legitimate question, does this mean if a person is out of sick days, the superintendent could approve 5 dock days, and then the employee could be terminated? If this is true, I disagree with this policy. This gives one person too much power regardless of the employee's circumstance. That is not what the policy reads. There are a lot of exceptions in the policy. The policy was written by our attorney. A lot of times, if there are exceptions, someone will be on FMLA, they will have, exceptions to this. This policy is for someone that's just not coming to work. So, but I wanted to let you know that we did have a question about that. I will read it again and make sure that it clarifies that. If it doesn't, and then, bring that back to you. But I believe it says that.
So the superintendent is recommending that we put policy 5340 back on second reading. Do we have a motion for approval for second reading? Mr. Reed makes the motion. Mr. Hall will second. Is there any discussion? No. FMLA protects a job for a certain amount of time
Yes.
for absence, even if it's unpaid leave.
Yes.
And so, yeah, when you look at it, we would go see if we need to reference that.
Yes.
But any other comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have resignations.
We have 4 resignations submitted before, posting, and that is Carrie Martinetto as a substitute cook, Susan Travers as a sports ticket worker, Lori Wells as a sports ticket worker, and Frank Hall as a mechanic for the purpose of retirement.
And the superintendent is recommending that we approve the resignations as stipulated on the record. Do we have a motion for approval? Mr. Hall makes the motion. Do you have a second? Mr. Nelson will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And next, we have a resignation submitted after publication of the agenda.
Devin Lauer is as a substitute teacher. We ask that you approve her resignation.
Do we have a motion for approval? Mr. Reed makes the motion. Mr. Hall will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And next, we have employments.
So we have a number of employment, or a few employments. Sarah Wood is a teacher at Creed. She's moving grade levels to 1st grade. Maddie Phillips will be joining us as a math teacher. She is a graduate of Ritchie County Schools, has been working for us as a sub, and will do a nice job at Maddie Johnson. She will do a nice job in that position. We welcome her. Kelly Wagner will be a mentor for the assistant principal at the middle school. Glenn Hoffman has applied to be the limited sports trainer at Ritchie County High School. Middle school, effective August 12th, pending meeting requirements. There are a few things he still needs to do. Jordan Adams, head basketball coach at Ritchie County Middle School. And then we have some authorized assistant coaches for cross country. We just lumped them all together because there's a boys and girls cross country, as well as a middle school boys and cross country. So there's really 4 teams that these people could be working with. So they're listed for all of those because it's all under Coach Vaughn. And that's Valerie Bircher, Sam Lamp, Christy Haddix, and Robbie Stewart. And then also Alexandra Bailey, she was a non-paid assistant cheer coach last year at the middle school, and they would like to have her again this year. So I ask that you approve those as stated on the record.
And the superintendent is recommending the employments as stipulated on the record. Do we have a motion for approval? Mr. Nelson makes the motion. Is there a second? Mrs. King will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Got a question, or maybe a suggestion. On the middle school side, we have a new assistant principal that's in charge of athletics, a new athletic coordinator, a new boys basketball coach. There's a lot of newness there, and I hope all that is coordinated well and working well together. A lot of newness.
So yes, we hope it, we don't hope it is, we have a plan that it is.
Good.
We have, so we've even, I've had my first meeting with the 2 assistants that have taken on those roles. We've developed them a manual. We sent them already to a WBSSAC training to make sure that they know. I had, someone work with them today on making sure they knew how to turn all the systems on at the facility and that kind of stuff, as well as, their daily function. And to the point that we've made them a checklist of what needs to be done before games, what their budgets look like, trying to help them. Like this afternoon, they were having a meeting with their ticket takers together. The 2 of them were, to make sure that they had ticket takers in place and that they understood the steps. So they've been doing a really nice job, and asking a lot of good questions. So I hope that, we have a plan that's gonna work.
Yeah.
and giving them that time. And I really think not having an athletic coordinator, oh, and we sat down, we took all the schedules and we sat down and figured out who would be attending what events. And then we trained them on what their roles would be at those events. So I think that will also help so that they know ahead of time that they're not surprised, oh, it's my night to go. We've planned like senior night, 8th grade night, we've spent a lot of time
Good.
getting some of that. You know, like I shared with you guys, a lot of my philosophy is the more organized you are, the more you can do the stuff that you want to do and need to do with children. And so we kind of help them or working with them to build a very similar thing that we do with administration on the academic side and make sure that they have some support. We will continue to hold those meetings and hopefully help them
Can you
work through
refresh
it.
my memory on who the athletic coordinator for middle school is?
It is the gym teacher, Shapley.
All right, thank you.
Christian Chaplin.
I just couldn't remember that.
We talked about this before, about somebody in charge of checking with the opposing school
Yes.
that day of to make sure they're on the schedule to come and show up.
So we've made them a checklist for
Yes.
every day.
Okay.
And so they have a month laid out, and it says at their home or away events, what they have to do each of those days.
Right.
So just kind of like the calendars I showed you that I do with, administration, so they know what's happening, they now have one of those for athletics. So that there's 3 things they have to do for like away games, like check the buses.
Yeah, make sure they
And they
come.
have certain things they
Right.
do on Friday. We also are working with, the TSS, and we're putting out weekly on Fridays what's happening the next week in athletics. And you'll see that posted on Facebook as well. So did you see it? Okay.
Well, there's actually been basketball games at ref station.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got, and we taught them how to use the site where you go in and check that.
Yeah.
And so we've got that ready as well. So even though they're busy and getting ready for school, we've also spent some time with them getting ready for, because that kind of hits you first, especially with things like golf. Happens before school starts. So we can't promise you no bumps, but we're telling you we're working on it.
So it's not directly related to personnel, but you just mentioned communication. So do you have any idea timeframe on how long it'll be before the new communication system is available for
I-
teams and others?
My goal is at our next meeting to hopefully have one of them here to help you guys look at it and set it up for you all. But she's working this week and next to get those in place.
I do recall we had said that the emergency cards returned would be part of the
Yes.
importance
Yes.
of correct
Yes,
emails.
making sure their emails and things are correct, yes.
All right, and I would just assume that since we do not have a high school English teacher, that you have a long-term sub that will be starting.
Mrs. Cole. Am I allowed to say that? Mrs. Cole.
Okay.
An English teacher, an English teacher.
What grade is that?
High school freshman.
Good.
Okay. Up next, we have payment of the bills in the amount of $502,172.76. Do we have a motion for approval? Mr. Hall makes the motion. Mr. Reed will second. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I would like to abstain. Motion passes. Next, we have financial request for approval.
I ask that you approve the supplements and transfers as well as our 5-month rental agreement with Warner Kia for our driver's ed vehicle. It would be from August 15th to January 15th of 26.
Happy
And-
Halloween.
Yes. And then also, approve a retro service agreement with US Omni. We've been in it for a few years. It's a third party that, it is a third party administrator for our employee plans. And so that's like our financial plans. And then the last one is to approve the change order number 1 to deduct the transportation building renovation from the United Construction Company Incorporated scope of work. So that we are just paying the part that is finished.
Do we have a motion for approval? Mr. Reed makes the motion, and a second? Mr. Nelson will second. Any discussion? Do we know when it will go back to bid? Have we heard from the engineer?
I had my final meeting today with the construction side of it, and I have a call into the engineer, which is talk in the morning to see a timeline. So I will know more and hopefully be able to let you know that soon.
Great, thank you.
And I will let you know that the, storefronts for the elementary schools, their plan is to start that August 18th. working with the schools, where we're gonna move the offices to, how we're gonna watch the doors and that kind of stuff, and then how we're gonna travel kids to keep them out of that area where we're gonna have to move the nurses to, that kind of thing. But we are, Ms. Johnson Wendy has been working very hard with the tech team and with the principals to make sure we have a plan. So, I'll just share that as well.
Do we have any agenda items for the next board meeting? Board member committee reports? Mr. Nelson, what do you have to say?
I already said my little.
What'd you say?
I don't know what he said, I couldn't hear him.
Say it again.
Earlier I
You already
told
said.
them how there are articles in the county papers about the open school.
Oh,
We're very good. That's all.
Thank you.
Yes, it was very good.
I just imagined you had something to say on the opening day.
I already said that too. It was-
He said it was
See,
very
I've already
nice.
said this.
He said it was nice and uplifting.
Did you eat breakfast?
No, I had to go to cardiac rehab.
And Mrs. Wagner and I, we had a number of volunteers that came in to help us make sure that we had a nice lunch for everybody, and it turned out very nice.
Super, sir.
Yes, and Eddie, and Marcia. The volunteers were active, the retirees.
All right, do we have any other board member committee reports? Okay, our next regular meeting will be held on Monday, August